logic versus emotion. Which one makes the most money when it comes down to copywriting? You're going to be surprised when I tell you the truth. I give you the answer when I fill you in on all the goodies. I'm John Benson, and this is Sales Copy Secrets. Welcome back, and this is my video on logic versus emotion. Which one makes the most money when it comes to copywriting? So if you are a copywriter, or you're looking for copywriting tactics or tips or techniques, or you're just a marketer looking to sell more stuff online, this video is for you. Now, do me a favor, while you're on the page, please like, share, sub, smash that bell. Whoa, I almost hit myself. I almost knocked myself out, and I probably could. Smash the bell for notifications so you will be notified when my new videos drop, and let's get on with the training right now. As always, we start by defining our terms. I don't think I need to define logic and emotion for you because you're probably, pretty smart. But when it comes to copy, it's a little bit different. So logical copy is copy that proves the point. And this usually involves statistics, evidence, and product details. Emotional copy is how the offer or the topic makes your prospect feel. Now, this is usually involving some sort of dimensionalization, and I'll go into that, some fear-based or pleasure-based statements, and some storytelling. Now, I'm going to give you the number one rule of logic and emotion when it comes to copy. You want to sell with emotion. You want to justify with logic. And that's because we all do the same exact thing. We buy stuff, even if we think we're so logical, so right-brained, we're just like, we're basically Spock, okay? We're, especially guys, we're just so rational and we don't buy things because of emotional reasons. No, we buy things for practical reasons. Bullshit. And I'll prove this to you. Like, you're getting a sports car, right? Or you're getting any car and you're going, a sales guy goes, hey, you want the custom leather seats that comes with that car? And you're going, huh? Yeah, the emotional side of you is going, yeah, leather seats. Love the way it feels. Love the way it looks. Chicks will dig it. Or guys will dig it, whatever you're into. And then you go, yeah, I'll take the leather seats. And I want the prestige. And I want the better. Leather's better than cloth, et cetera. Then you justify it in your mind and on the way home and on the phone to the wife when you have to explain the additional $4,000. You say, well, honey, leather seats last 3 times longer. They're easier to clean. And they, whatever else, they smell better. I mean, it's all logical driven, but what you're doing is you're justifying your purchase based on logic when you made the purchase, whether you know it or not, based on emotion. And the same is actually true for copy. You're going to write as a copywriter with the goal of engaging your prospect with emotion, getting them emotionally involved in your message, seeing their own emotional states either improve or seeing how their emotional states are in a really bad place without this answer. And you're going to allow them to justify it by the use of logical copy, and what you're going to use throughout. Now, I'm going to give you examples of each right now. So let's start with examples of logical copy. Okay, here's the sentence. 83% of successful VSLs use John Benson's VSL formula. And not only that, but he's a very handsome guy, and is twin brother of Christian Bale and John Hamm. Yeah. Well, that second part was not really that logical, but the first part was. 83%, that's a lot. Your brain's going, oh, mathematically, that's pretty awesome. A lot of VSLs, man. Just saying, you should check my Now VSL out if you don't have it. Kind of silly. Anyway, so that's logical. Let's look at another one. Okay, check this out. According to a recent Harvard study published in 2021, 72% of men over 40 who lost the most weight were following a low carbohydrate diet. And in case you're wondering, I'm making these up as teaching mechanisms, although that's probably pretty close to true. But that is a sheerly logical statement. There's no emotion involved in that statement at all. I mean, you'd have to dig around to find it. If you qualify maybe, I could justify myself following a specific diet, or, that gives me confidence to follow that diet. That's sort of emotional, but it's non-emotional copy at all. Now let's look at another example. XYZ product comes with the Acme lever, which allows you to slice and dice 3 times faster. Now, that's kind of copy you might hear on an infomercial. Allows you to slice and dice 3 times faster, easy to clean. These are logical things, right? But easy to clean also has a little bit of emotion involved with it, which we'll talk about in a moment when we get to the combos, because we're going to use it, as always, in combination. So now that is some logical copy. Now let's take a look at some emotional copy. We're going to use the same topics. We're just going to twist it around from logic to emotion. Here we go. If the thought of yet another VSL crashing and burning and leaving you feeling frustrated and broke in the process turns you off, then you need John Benson's VSL formula. Actually, you need now VSL, which is below, but you get the idea. Now that's charged with emotional words and sentences and thoughts and phrases. Okay, crash, burn, frustrated, broke. Look at all that. I'm cramming it all in. It turns you off. 5 things, all emotionally driven copy. Now, I'm saying essentially the same thing. You need my product, but I'm saying it in 2 completely different frames. Okay, logic versus emotion. Let's look at the second emotional statement. For men over 40, weight loss isn't just cosmetic. The last thing you want to suffer is an early heart attack, leaving your spouse alone, or having to take care of the family. To avoid this, you may want to consider a low carbohydrate diet. Okay, so that's really emotional. Okay, it's not just cosmetic for us over 40, right? Even though I'm 26. I lied, I'm 27. Christian is a little older than me, and John is considerably older than me. But nonetheless, I'm still the oldest twin. Don't ask any questions. It's not worth it. It's just totally not worth it. Anyway, so you got a guy over 40, and I'm talking to men over 40 in this particular instance. I'm saying it's more than just cosmetic. Yeah, it's great that you want to see your abs again. It's even better that you don't want to die and leave your spouse completely alone raising the kids, by yourself. So that's probably a bad thing, right? It's also an emotional thing. That evokes emotion of like, oh my God, I have to take care. I have to guard I have to protect myself for my wife because I love her. Love, the greatest emotion of all, in my opinion. So there you go. Let's look at another example. Tired of grinding your joints into the ground, trying to slice potatoes? Wouldn't you love to press a button and presto, out comes the perfect potato wedge for those fries your kids crave? Then take a look at XYZ product. Okay, again, this is in the infomercial vein, right? You can hear the infomercial talking like this, right? So, but check out all the emotional charge here. Tired of grinding your joints, into the ground, just trying to slice potatoes, right? Wouldn't you love to press a button? Wouldn't you love to press a button? Yeah, that word is so intentional. Wouldn't you just love the greatest emotion of all? Yeah, I'm throwing emotion at you right now. But listen to this one. This one's nice. They've slid by you. Hopefully not. Check this out. For the perfect potato wedge for those fries that your kids crave. Okay, crave is emotion, baby. It's full on emotion. But your kids craving it. It's not you craving it. It's your kids. So what does this make you a better parent? Oh, I've got all the love in the world in this statement, and it is very, very emotional. So there's 3 awesome examples of both emotionally driven copy and logically driven copy. But guess what? We're not done, because I'm going to show you how to combine these 2 ideas and how often they are combined without you even knowing it. The first example of this is social proof. Whenever you say, Bob got X, Y, Z results, using my VSL formula. And Bob says, wow, my life is so much better now that I've got John's VSL, now VSL. I'm like, I feel better. I feel like I'm the twin brother of John Benson and Christian Bale and John Hamm all put together. Just because they have now VSL. It's amazing. Well, see, hear all the emotion in the statement. My life's better. I'm making more money. I'm doing this. But it's also logic, because I am saying to you, look, this guy got this results. He's no better, no different than you. You can do it too. It's logical. It's basically a syllogism, okay? A syllogism, by the way, is when I say premise 1, premise 2, conclusion. It's basic syllogism, right? So if I say, if so-and-so can do it, and you're no better or worse or different than so-and-so, then you can do it. That is a syllogism. So that's logic, but it's also evoking the emotions of so-and-so, talking about his or her experiences with this. So that's a great way to combine both logic and emotion. And speaking of syllogisms, this other way is actually a syllogism. It's called logical emotional syllogisms. Okay, that's my name for it. There's probably some technical name that I'm not aware of, but that's what I call it. And it's very simple. I'm going to read off an example of a syllogism. I know I just gave you one, but I'm going to read off one that's specific to logic and emotion, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. You hate counting calories. You dread the thought of exercising for hours a day. Fortunately for you, a new study out of Harvard University sheds light on a brand new way to get lean. So I just talked about dreading and hating and ugh and all this negative emotion. Fortunately, I flip it to positive. A new study from Harvard University sheds light on a brand new way to get lean. Well, that's awesome. But guess what? That's the logic that's justifying all that negative emotion. Okay, I feel bad. Oh, there's hope. there you go. Logic, emotion, syllogisms. You can also use positive emotions. You don't have to use negative. I just happen to use negative emotions in that example. And then there's my favorite that I use all the time. If you read my copy, you'll see this all the time. This is NLP, or neuro-linguistic programming combinations. Now, NLP, if you don't know, is basically a science of words and how words affect the subconscious mind. And I use this all the time in my copy. And let me read you an example, and I'll show you exactly where the logic and the emotion is. Ready? Did you know that your odds of experiencing an agonizing heart attack increase by 300% when X? Now that X could be anything that I want to put in there. For example, if your HDL and triglyceride ratio isn't 1-to-1 or whatever, it could be anything. When your cholesterol is over 6,000, could be anything. But check out the sentence again. Did you know, logic, no, I'm literally using the word no. Did you know that your odds of experiencing an agonizing heart attack, it's not just your odds of experiencing a heart attack, because that would still keep it in the logical realm, okay? An agonizing heart attack, okay? That is about as emotional as you can get in reference to a heart attack. Increased by over 300% when not. So it is logic, emotion, logic, all in this little sentence. And I want you to start thinking about how you can combine logic and emotion in sentences, in your emails, in your sales letters, in your openings especially, so that your copy can just be more impactful. It will reach people on both sides of the buying brain, as I say, because you think with the right brain, think with the left brain. I just got those exactly backwards because you think with your right brain and your left brain, my right brain and your left brain. And we have to be talking to both sides of that brain. We have to be talking to the logical and the emotional side of the brain. I know I'm simplifying that process for all you neuroscience nerds out there, but you get the general idea. If you do this, you will simply sell more, because every single human being on the planet is motivated by both logic and emotion, even if they don't believe they are. I'm John Benson, and I want you to stick around because I want to help make you unignorable.